Our home planet provides us with life and protects us from space. Earth, our home planet, is a world unlike any other. The third planet from the Sun, Earth is the only place in the known universe confirmed to host life. Natural disasters are inevitable in our world. When a natural disaster strikes, it can cause great damage and sometimes fatalities. Due to the accumulation of the solid fragments around the conduit, a conical mass is built, which increases the size to become a large volcanic mountain. The conical mass so built up is called a volcano. However, the term volcano is taken to include not only the central vent in the earth, but also the mountain or hill built around it. Volcanoes are in varying sizes, varying from small conical hills to loftiest mountains on the Earth's surface. This video is made for you to be prepared and informed about volcanic eruption. This video on disaster awareness and preparedness will be all about volcanic eruption. But first, what is a volcano? Volcanoes are Earth's geologic architects. They've created more than 80% of our planet's surface, laying the foundation that has allowed life to thrive. Their explosive force grabs mountains as well as craters. Lava rivers spread into bleak landscapes.
Oh, hi there! This is Nicole, and for today's video, we are going to discuss about volcanic eruption. But first, what is volcanic eruption?
Volcanoes spew hot, dangerous gases, ash, lava, and rock that are powerfully destructive. People have died from volcanic blasts. Volcanoes can remain inactive or dormant for hundreds of thousands of years before erupting again. During this time, they can remain covered by vegetation, making them difficult to identify. Once a volcano has been dormant for more than 10,000 years, it is termed extinct. Make sure that you have an emergency supply kit. Supplies should include the following: manual can opener, essential medicines, sturdy shoes, respiratory protection, eye protection, battery-powered radio, flashlight and extra batteries, first aid kit and manual, emergency food, and water. Remember to protect yourself while you are outdoors or while you are cleaning up ash that has gotten indoors. Use an N95 disposable respirator, also known as an air purifying respirator. If you are told to evacuate, follow authorities' instructions if they tell you to leave the area. Though it may seem safe to stay at home and wait out for an eruption, doing so could be very dangerous. Tune in the radio or television for volcano updates. Listen for disaster sirens and warning signals. Review your emergency plan and gather your emergency supplies. Fill your vehicle's gas tank. If no vehicle is available, make arrangements with friends or family for transportation, or follow authorities' instructions on where to obtain transportation. Put livestock in an enclosed area. Plan ahead to take pets with you, but be aware that many emergency shelters cannot accept animals. Fill your clean water containers. Adjust the thermostat on refrigerators and freezers to the coldest possible temperature. If the power goes out, the food will stay cooler longer. As you evacuate, follow designated evacuation routes. Others may be blocked and expect heavy traffic and delays. Take only essential items with you. including at least a 1-week supply of prescription medications. If you have time, turn off the gas, electricity, and water. Disconnect appliances to reduce the likelihood of electrical shock when power is restored. If you are told to take shelter where you are, keep listening to your radio or television until you are told all is safe, or if you are told to evacuate. Local authorities may evacuate specific areas at greatest risk in your community. Close and lock all windows and outside doors. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems and fans. Close the fireplace damper. Organize your emergency supplies and make sure household members know where supplies are. Bring your pets with you and be sure to bring additional food and water supplies for them as well. It is ideal to have a hardwired telephone in the room you select. Call your emergency contact, a friend or family member who does not live near the volcano, and have the phone available if you need to report a life-threatening condition. Remember, the telephone equipment may be overwhelmed or damaged during an emergency.
In this part of the video, we will be discussing how you can do many things to protect yourself and your family after a volcanic eruption.
You can do many things to protect yourself and your family after a volcanic eruption. Pay attention to warnings and obey instructions from local authorities. Stay indoors until local health officials tell you it is safe to go outside. Listen to local news updates for information about air quality, drinking water, and roads. Exposure to ash can harm your health, particularly the respiratory or breathing tract. To protect yourself while you are outdoors or while you are cleaning up ash that has gotten indoors, a disposable particulate respirator, also known as an air purifying respirator, may be considered. Do not travel unless you have to. Driving in ash is hazardous to your health and your car. Driving will stir up more ash that can clog engines and stall vehicles. Clear roofs of ash. Ash is very heavy and can cause buildings to collapse. Be very cautious when working on a roof. Ash can be slippery and make it easy to fall.
Now let us discuss the risks, exposures, vulnerability, and the hazards of volcanic eruption.
Risks of volcanic eruption. First is damage to infrastructure or explosion. Second is death. Third is economic downfall. Fourth is exposure or contamination to radiation. Loss of livelihood, and the last is radiation poisoning. Exposures of volcanic eruptions are external exposure, external contamination, and internal contamination. Vulnerability of volcanic eruptions are: first, communities living near nuclear power plant facilities. Second is all living beings. Lastly is the economic loss. In case of an emergency, here is a list of hotlines you can call. During eruptions, volcanoes inject solid particles and gases into the atmosphere. Particles may remain in the atmosphere for months to years and rain back onto the earth. Volcanoes also release chlorine and carbon dioxide.
The main products injected into the atmosphere from volcanic eruptions, however, are volcanic ash particles and small drops of sulfuric acid in a form of a fine spray known as aerosol. Most chlorine released from volcanoes is in the form of hydrochloric acid, which is washed out in the troposphere. Volcanoes also emit carbon dioxide. During the times of giant volcanic eruptions in the past, the amount of carbon dioxide released may have been enough to affect the climate. In general, global temperatures are cooler for a year or two after a major eruption. The main purpose of the monitoring is to learn when new magma is rising in the volcano that could lead to an eruption. Is it important? It's extremely important. There are obvious hazards to nearby residents, and preparing your family for a possible volcanic eruption will not only help protect your health and property from volcanic ash and lava, but may be the difference between life and death.